myself Devi Pradeep. In this video, I'll be talking about Newton's third law of motion and its applications. Newton's third law of motion states that to every action there will be an equal and opposite reaction. Before explaining this, let me explain what action and reaction are. When two objects interact with each other, then the force exerted by the first object on the second object is known as action, and the force exerted by the second object on the first object is known as reaction. Here is an example. A ball is bouncing on the floor. The force exerted by the ball on the floor is known as its action, and the force exerted by the floor on the ball is known as the reaction. According to Newton's third law of motion, the magnitude of action will be equal to the magnitude of reaction, but they will be opposite in direction. Now, let us look at the mathematical representation of the third law of motion. For this, we can take the example of hammering a nail. Let A be the hammer and B is the iron nail. Then the force exerted by hammer on the iron nail is FAB, and the force exerted by the iron nail on the hammer is minus FBA. And by Newton's law, FAB is equal to minus FBA. Since these two forces act on two different objects, their value. Now, let us look at some applications of Newton's third law of motion. When we walk on a ground, our foot pushes the ground backward, and in return, the ground pushes our foot forward, and thus we are able to move. Let us take the example of a balloon. In this balloon, the air is pushed out back of the balloon and the balloon can move forward. The action is the guy kicking the ball. And as a reaction, the ball also exerts an equal and opposite force towards the feet of the player, and it is in the opposite direction. Next, a ball is hitting a wall. The wall also exerts an equal and opposite force towards the ball, and the ball comes back. Birds fly, they flap their wings, and as a result, the air is pushed downwards. Then the bird can fly upward due to the reaction. Now, let us take one more application of the third law of motion, that is the recoiling of a gun. When a bullet is fired from a gun, there will be a sudden backward movement or jerk of the gun. When a bullet is fired, the force sending the bullet forward is equal to the force sending the gun backward. But due to the high mass of the gun, it moves only a very little distance backward and gives a backward jerk or kick on the shoulder of the gunman. This is called the recoil of a gun. So, that's all about the third law of motion. Thank you.